It's April, so let's go on a little tour of my Northern California garden and see what's happening so far this month. The nasturtiums are really starting to fill out in the garden nicely. I just love these blankets of flowers. They always look so pretty and they make me smile whenever I see them. The dried flower patch is a work in progress. Some straw flower plants overwintered, but I have started more seeds inside to transplant soon, and then I did a lot of weeding here the other day. So it was just really full of weeds, but my hands got tired and I decided to just put this tarp over the rest of the area to smother the weeds and put these tomato cages on top to keep it from flying away. The plum tree has bloomed and the petals have been gone, so hopefully some fruit will start forming soon. I absolutely love this plum tree. I am unsure of the variety because I didn't plant it, but they are so good. Then we have some sage coming in nicely. This smells so good. This was something else that I didn't plant, but I'm happy it's here. Over here, my white borage is really taking over this bed, and I am going to have to either remove most or all of this when I need to transplant my tomatoes, and I feel really bad about having to do this, but I really need the space. And while I love seeing it in this bed and love seeing the bees all over it, this is really one of the only prime spots that I have for tomatoes. But I don't think I should feel too bad because back here I have a flower patch that has lots of white borage volunteers along with some alyssum volunteers. My artichoke plants are doing well, and the other day I spotted my first artichoke of the season coming up, which is so exciting. I can't wait to harvest some. I've got a lone ranunculus back here amongst the weeds. I had so many corms and I ran out of space in my containers, so I just put this one in the ground, and hopefully the corms will multiply and will fill in this space more and more each year. Then I have my gooseberry plant that has fully leafed out, and then this climbing rose is starting to bloom. This is also another plant that was here when I moved in, and it is absolutely gorgeous when it's fully covered in blooms. Here is another weedy patch, but I placed a large mat over it to smother the weeds. I am not exactly sure what I will plant here, but I do want the space cleared and ready for whatever does end up here. The calendula is really starting to pop off, which I love, and then up here is a cardoon plant. It's related to artichoke, but you eat the stalks, and it's very tasty stir-fried. Over here are some zeolites calendula in a container. I can't wait to have more of these bloom. Then I have some spinach and kale that I should harvest soon. I may need to remove these if the tomatoes are ready to transplant soon, but it's hard to say, but I am keeping an eye on the weather. My two currant plants are leafing out and blooming. I have red and black. I forget which is which, but I'll know when the currants show up. This is one of my pepper beds, and I recently added some fresh layers of compost to all of my beds, and will top them all off with some fresh soil soon before transplanting anything into any of these beds. This tangerine and lemon tree are really putting out a ton of blossoms. I wish you could smell them. It smells amazing. These are the two trees I was considering putting in the ground somewhere, but I am not sure where yet, but at a minimum, I should get them potted up soon. My new strawberry planter here is coming along great. I really can't wait to have some berries. And speaking of berries, my white mulberry has started to fruit. No fruit action on the other two types of mulberries that I have, but they have at least leafed out. Over here, I have trays of freshly sown seeds, mostly of flowers and lettuce. I have more ranunculus in containers popping up, which is always fun to see. These are such easy flowers, and they just come back up on their own each year, which is nice. And then my kiwi berry plant has leafed out beautifully. I am hoping this will be the year I get fruit. I need to give it a trellis of some sort so that it can climb since it is a vine. Over here, I have some raspberries leafing out and some blueberry bushes that have bloomed. Blueberries are so easy to grow even in containers. I highly recommend them if you aren't growing them already. Then my dwarf Stella cherry tree is blooming. I hope this year I'll get some fruit. This tree is 2 or 3 years old, so even if it does fruit, it probably won't be much, but even if I only get one cherry this year, I'll be happy. Unfortunately, my bare root strawberries aren't doing well. I don't think the majority have come up. I have to water them every day, and I'm not seeing much, so I only have 1, maybe 2 plants that actually made it and are growing, so that's a bummer. So I'll probably go buy some more strawberry starter plants to fill this green stalk planter up. It's a good thing I have other strawberry plants though, because the rhubarb is starting to take off, and I actually need to pot this up because it's getting big. But this will be the first year that I harvest any, so I am really hoping to make strawberry and rhubarb pies this year. My mint is coming back beautifully. I have so many different varieties scattered around the garden in containers, and here we have 2 of my favorites, pineapple and strawberry, that are looking pretty good. I love making mint tea with all of the different varieties. I also have more raspberry and blackberry plants back here. This corner needs to get cleaned up, so I won't go all the way back here. But my honeyberry plants have leafed out and are flowering. These are 3 years old and I have yet to see fruit, so hopefully this will be the year. You do need a male and female plant though, so I do have both the Mr. and Mrs. Honeyberry plants. Okay, moving on to the front yard, one of the flower heads on my red aeonium has bloomed, which it has never done before, and it just looks so cool. I don't think this is what is called a death bloom when the mother plant dies. I believe these just flower sometimes. Then we have my gorgeous lavender coming back and creating a nice sea of color, as well as another spot for the bees to hang out. My little super bloom has peaked, I think, but there are still lots of these gorgeous California poppies coming up, which I just love. And here is my yarrow that is coming back. I'm really excited to see this again. My potted front yard citrus trees are settling in nicely. I have a bunch of oyas here that I need to put in all of my raised beds and some containers. And then in this raised bed, I think I will plant okra in because it does get really hot out here, so the okra will love that. And then here is another citrus tree with lots of blooms on the way. Then I've got some freesia that's blooming everywhere, and my Swiss chard plants that keep coming back year after year, and there is some more freesia back there. And here is another blanket of nasturtium flowers, and then here is my sticky monkey flower plant all bloomed out. The front yard is looking really colorful. Then these are my pepper seedlings. They are fully hardened off, but I do bring them in at night, or if it's a cooler day, I put the lid on them to keep them warm. We still have some nights that are under 50 degrees, so until we have overnights consistently above 50 degrees, I won't be transplanting these, but they are doing really well. Over here, I have some sunflowers poking out of this watering can planter. I forget which varieties I put in here, but either way, I am sure they will look gorgeous. Then we have my bougainvillea that's leafing out after I heavily cut it down. I did want to move this and transplant it somewhere else, but it's just so rooted and it would be hard to do, and bougainvilleas really don't like to have their roots touched, but since this is now a manageable size, hopefully I can just keep it smaller and do a little pruning every few weeks. And I think that's all that's exciting in the garden for right now, so I'll see you next time when hopefully there will be some new developments.